We do not own the rights to anything or any music that's heard during the duration of this podcast. Also, a lot of these shows will have explicit content. So if you are not a fan of any cursing or profanity, you may want to walk away, but that does not mean that every show will consist of such.
I know y'all tired of it, but we got a new season of The Past. Welcome to season 8, The Mamba Year. Podcast available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of your podcast platforms. Here you'll get a dose of content related to tech, the productivity world, and most importantly, how to be a better you. The theme for this year, personally, is receiving grace. And we definitely want to do better with receiving it and being open to being a better us from who we were a year ago. So this is season 8 of The Past, and I hope you all enjoy.
What up? Welcome to July. Hope you all are doing well. Making sure that we're connected to the earbuds, which we are. And we got action. Telling y'all now, I'm going to find a way on one of my shows. I'm going to find a way to get that audio snippet of me opening the gate and add that to my intro for my podcast in general. And I think people would know that's like, okay, we're starting a new show. And it's not just a walkcast. But it's so funny because it's literally on every walkcast that I've like. So I listen to the walkcasts, but I don't listen to them in their entirety for editing because I pretty much already know what to expect. I'm expecting it to be just outright raw data. It's going to be in birds. It's going to be some random action, but I have kind of a generic idea of how the show is going to go. But Wednesday, man, and this one is a little different because we got a semi-short week for the walkcast, so you all will still get them all as a group. Well, I'll be uploading them as a group, but the recording will still be on the state. So I'm using this day a little unorthodox in a good way because normally I would ride it out, wait until everything kind of clears up, and then do what I do best. But today, only because I'm not sure how my recording flow will go this weekend, I'm using today as a window to chop it up about one of the hot topics, the NBA draft. Now, you may get a double dose of this. So for some people listen to my walkcast, some don't. And actually, I may say, you know what, scratch that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to use this walkcast as a motivational walkcast. I usually have taken breaks and freezes and freeze outs or whatever from social media. Last night, I decided not to. And many times you watch videos, of course, it's the traditional, oh man, this video was inspiring and motivating me. And it got me going. And this is a classic video, as you could tell by the quality of the recording. Of course, as with any video, there's one person recording the activity, but then you have multiple recording the person recording the activity. Slow walking you into this so you'll get where I'm going. So this lady is at a exercise workout, like an extreme workout type of setup. And I don't know what it's called. I guess it's an aerobic board. It's a board that most, they have sitting in front of you, and you're doing different exercises using the board like it's a stepper. That's what it's called. So she's getting ready to start the process. And before she starts, the guy running it is talking to her specifically saying, don't quit, don't stop, and don't give up. That's all he asked for. Homegirl got going. She knocked out them exercises. And there was an exercise he had her specifically do that, if I'm being 100% honest, having me do that repetitiously at that speed, oh, crash out. Cash out, crash out, however you want to term it. But the motivation is she didn't stop. She didn't quit. She didn't give up. She truly and wholeheartedly bet on herself and made it do what it do. And I 100% commend her for that alone. And I think what adds dynamic is she is the only non-African American in the training session. And even better, everyone else, when she finishes, they're right there cheering her on, supporting her, proud of her for finishing out the exercise. Because she was going. She got into it. She got in a good zone, a good groove, and made it happen. So, Brian, you shared all of that, gave that great story. What's the message and where's the motivation? And I'm going to use the draft a little bit, but not too much. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. There's been more conversation around LeBron, Bronny, the opportunity, him belonging, him deserving this shot. The list goes on and on. But there's still a wholesome yet an honest truth that is to be said related to this draft. Bronny still got to go out there and play basketball. A team is not going to keep a player on their roster that is not outputting to what the team needs in order to win. So that means that if they're going to not, I don't want to say making the face, because I don't feel like that's what he's going for. I think he wants to come in and play the game, play it at a high level, and get his proper go at basketball. Now, the only thing that I'm going to say right now, he's not ready to start. But I think with practice, with not quitting, not giving up, investing in himself, believing in himself, I think he will do just fine. I was like, dang, can't even get in. I was about to go. I was like, well, I had to walk home and do this one a little different. But on the real, Bronny is a Bronny is going to be a talent that will need to utilize the NBA for the sake of development. He could do the G League, rock out and make an impact there as well. But I personally believe the league is going to give him a massive window of opportunity to become skilled at his craft. And in all fairness, it's good for him. His the one thing among many things that you cannot teach in basketball is height. He's undersized. He's 6'2". So he's gonna have to really work extremely hard at his craft, at the game. Kevin Garnett was talking about it on his, I guess he did like a snippet with him saying, I got time. And they talked to him about him and Kevin Durant as far as how they changed the way of different players in their size or in their stature. They're both 7-footers. Kevin Durant can literally get a jumper up over any player. And watching it the other day with the big three, Michael Beasley, outside of his personal paraphernalia, I'll say it that way, he should be in the league. I think now the league is kind of being a lot more lenient about it, where it's not as big of a deal. But it's the political / business side of different things that can either keep you afloat or put you in a position where you got a foot out the door, let alone two. So going back to Bronny, if Bronny doesn't quit, if Bronny doesn't stop, if he doesn't give up, he'll be fine. He'll be a great basketball player. I think he has the larger pressure of they're going to expect him to be such a high scorer compared to his dad. But his dad is different. His dad is built like in a much different frame, build, style. So if you really go back and look at it, even when he was in Cleveland, the size of LeBron then compared to now, like two totally different people. He was, his first, I would say his first 2 or 3 years was him learning the game and also understanding the optics of the game. Because you think about it, no one really thinks about this or really looks at it. When LeBron came into the league, Jordan was fully retired. Like he was done. He had already went through his, he had just finished the 3 championships with Chicago. He became like owner GM or whatever with Washington. They draft Kwame. They got Arenas in a trade or something. And he goes to Washington to play. And he showed that he still had. He made an all-star appearance, all those accolades, and walked away from the game. By that time, you have Duncan on the incline, Garnett on the incline, Shaq is on the incline. I think I said Kobe on the incline, all of them on the incline. And LeBron's coming in the league. So LeBron comes in, and I think, what was it, either his third or I think it was his 4th year. They play San Antonio, get swept. He goes through his fair share of growing pains and learns the game. Bronny is going to really become a student of the game. The challenge will be right now, at least viewing it from a media aspect, media has been able to kind of mask him a little bit and cover him from not really getting hit with a lot of crazy, chaotic questions. But over time, they're going to start asking him stuff like dumb stuff. How does it feel to be the son of LeBron James? Or what pressure comes with being his son and all this other stuff. And the toughest part about it, this is where media gets it so wrong. And we know that they can get it right, but they choose not to, and they're never going to get this right. It is ask him about the basketball game. Ask him how will he impact the Lakers organization as a player. Not just the whole what does he bring into the team, because we obviously weren't going to get those conversations. Like when players are in the green room, when they're at the game or at the draft, they ask you all these questions. They want to know your life, the whole nine. He was not there. They showed him, they showed the video of him getting drafted or getting the announcement that he was being drafted. And like folks already online are like, oh, JJ already said he earned his spot. We don't think he earned his spot. He got a spot because of his dad. And it's like, why are more people concerned about him getting the opportunity than just giving him a chance, giving him an opportunity? Yes, other players deserve an opportunity. Yes, there's a reason there's only 58 slots for this year, which I still didn't understand, but I digress. Him getting drafted means, and this is no disrespect to him, what I'm about to say, him being drafted means nothing. Him remaining an NBA player after his rookie contract will be the conversation. Like your goal, sure, your goal is to get drafted, but your goal is to remain in the league after that rookie contract. Maxey just signed his extension from his rookie deal. Uh, we're seeing and have seen a lot of players who have broken or gotten that split from the first deal. First deal is cool. It's getting that extension where it's either a max, a super max, or just an opportunity to still stay on a team and to still be getting paid. Because I think, like Jonathan Isaac hasn't been having the greatest of a season or career, but Jonathan Isaac's been holding it down. A lot of y'all will be like, who is Jonathan Isaac? His name was stood out primarily with playing for the Magic and battling with with the NBA and how they handle COVID. And it's one of those, look it up and you'll see what I mean. But dude he's been able to show that he belongs in the league coming out of Florida State. So I give all of that information, talk about all of that related to Bronny coming out and his draft stock. But from a real world perspective and the young lady who was doing the workout, it gave me incentive last night and this morning really to be more aware of just getting to the task at hand, which is to get this body right, get my mind right, get my attitude in check. I'll talk about it with y'all because we family. Last year, it was the day before my birthday, scorching hot. It was a Sunday. I remember the day so clearly. Because normally we would do, our workout in the gym, do our sets, call it a day. He said, my trainer was like, I got an idea. Let's go to the basketball court. We'll do some drills, kind of get you some, get your body moving, get some motion going, and make a good workout. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we'll go to the court, shooting some shots, It's predominantly cardio based, trying to learn how to like move around defenders, and I'm struggling. Like my body was struggling. Fast forward a few days ago, I go to the gym, park my car. He does make it out the ignition. If you've heard that episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If I've shared that, if I have not, I will try to remember to share that story because boy, what a doozy. But uh, get the key out the ignition. Actually, I didn't share that story. I'm gonna share that. I'll cue that up for the next opportunity because the day that all of that happened was the same day I edited the podcast. So yeah, y'all. Well, I'm gonna have to bring you up to speed on that on a full episode. But um, fast forward, I'm at the gym. He said, "Yeah, so the AC is out, and it's not gonna really feel the best inside. So we got one or two options. We can go in here and do the workout, or we can go to the court." And I said, "Bro, let's go to the court. I need to get my body moving. I need to get my mind shifted because I do want to get back to a form of basketball shape. Because I really have not played a good run of basketball since, maybe 2021. 22, I know I didn't play it that summer. Because 22, that was like, I think I went full. When I got locked in and invested with IT, I really didn't put much effort into um, the body like I needed to. Sitting here walking around, forgetting that I ain't set my watch, but oh well. Um, so have that going on. But we went to the court. Yeah, and like I said, I hadn't hooped in like at least 3 or 4 years. Because I know when I went to the court, matter of fact, it was 2021, and the reason I remember it was 2021 was because that was when I had weekends off, and I kind of knew my schedule good enough to be like, oh, you got Saturday, or Sunday, let's go to the court and get some run. And it was a good run. There was a lot going on, but somehow I survived. But Monday we went to the court, went to the same court we went to last time, and we get out there, just going, just doing some basic jump shots, just getting my legs under me. I will say it did not happen last time, but this time around, it was like I got my jumper back, and I was like, okay, this is a good sign, personally, because full transparency, raw honesty, I personally never lost my jumper. I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. However, I didn't have, there were missing elements to my jumper. My legs, I had sea legs. It's like a mixture of sea legs and baby legs. And those who have kids know exactly what I'm talking about, or know how kids are with baby legs. The exact same concept. Well, the other day, it was almost like I could get out there, I could run, I could get where I needed to go. I understood the whole getting to your spot. I was able to even run up and down. And sure, I had a couple moments where I was like, oh man, need to stretch it out, stretch it back out a little bit. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm tired, I'm ready to pass out. It was more of, okay, let me just ease back into it. And surely enough, like we did a few drills back, like a few up and downs, tried a couple jumpers, and it was almost like it was like, I could do this. I could get back on the court like an impromptu Saturday and do a show. I mean, do ways ways that Brian would do a podcast. Let's record a podcast on the basketball court. Not gonna be the best show, but somehow Brian finds a way, and I'll be like, I did not. I promise you, didn't plan it that way. Um, but I have I've grown a larger love slash passion for basketball, especially after Monday. So trying to get past that like mental and internal hurdle has been like my personal running theme or process that has been an experience to say the least, because not everyone understands how easy and or difficult it can be to get your body back into a workout state. Personally, I've had my fair share of true hurdles and obstacles that somehow others would be in a situation and would fold. But for some reason, I'm still at it, still working on it, still trying to get the body right, and I think it's paying off. Um, so I'm gonna add a few things to what they said in that video that are also gonna be some motivating elements to consider as well. Be okay. When I say be okay with you and your mobility. Hell, even your lack of mobility. You're not gonna go out there and be a superstar in 2 minutes. It's just not happening. Um, be patient. A lot of times we're in this rush. It's like we set this timer of like a race. And it's such a challenge because we're we're fighting ourselves when we don't need to. And we make the process a lot harder. Or the process becomes a lot more stressful than it needs to be. Be be patient. Like when you're and a lot of my friends get mad at me for when I go in this direction, but I stand behind it. If you're a person who tries to do things at 100 miles an hour around me, I'm disinterested. And the reason I'm disinterested is because it's something, if it is something that requires a little bit more TLC, a little more patience, a little more consistency, if we're rushing through it, it's not going to get done right. And then you're put in a position where you got to do it all over again, but you got to do it the right way. And we could have avoided that whole option if we did it the right way the first time. Um, so be okay, be patient, and be true to you. Please be true to you today. Be true to how you are, who you are, how you operate, how your mindset is, how your experiences are. Everyone is not going to understand you. Your way is your way. Your lane is your lane. You cannot put yourself in a space or in a position to try doing something the way everyone else thinks you should do it. You know you better than anybody else. Now, folks are going to know you. Not going to discredit that or take that for granted. But at the end of the day, you know your true you and your true ways of how to get what you need to get done to become better than you were today and the future you. So that's what I'm going to leave y'all with today. Again, I appreciate y'all listening. And until next time, we may slip another one in this week, since we're on a bit of a modified schedule. But yeah, BT signing out. Catch y'all on the next one.
Truly hope you all enjoyed the show. Definitely was a lot to unpack, but I know you'll walk away with something important. As I share at the end of each season, do find your way to get into podcasting if it's something you would like to do. My podcasts are currently recorded via Buzzsprout. Been very good to me. If you want to learn more about using them, definitely hit me up at thepastbtpod@gmail.com. And also the microphone that you're hearing me on is the Blue Yeti X. Have been rolling with it for over 3 years. We've been doing this ride for quite some time, so I hope someone could find this mic useful. Again, find those people who are good or helpful in what you're trying to do to be better today than you were yesterday. The primary goal is to be 1% better. Hope you all have an amazing day, and we'll be back again to do this next time.